Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we will be reviewing The Walking Dead Deluxe, number 31 to 36. Here's the front of number 31 to number 36. And here's the back of 31 to 36. Here's number 31. In this issue, we are back at Woodbury, and we open with a splash page of Martinez. Rick and Dr. Stevens talk when they are interrupted by Eugene and Harold. Eugene and Harold were just at a walker fight, or a roamer fight as they say in the comics, and Eugene does not like how Harold beat him up, so Eugene kills him. And Rick and Dr. Stevens try to save Harold, but it is way too late. The governor decides that he will have Michonne in one of the biter fights, and it does not go as he planned. Michonne ends up killing Eugene and killing all of the walkers. It is a complete massacre on his end, and the Woodbury residents that are watching are not very happy about this and are yelling at him and asking him if he is listening. Rick and Alice are talking until they are interrupted by Martinez, who says that he is saving Rick's life and is getting them out of there. Here is number 32. This is my favorite cover so far from the Deluxe era. This issue opens up right after Martinez says that he's going to save Rick. They rush out into the hallway, getting ready to run away, when it turns out that Glenn is still in Woodbury and he is completely fine. He talks to Rick how they put him in a cell next to Michonne while the governor did stuff to Michonne. Glenn is traumatized by this. The governor is freaking out over what Michonne did at the fight, saying that he's going to kill her, but then he ends up saying, no, I'm not going to kill her. I'm going to think about this before I make a bad decision. Alice runs up to Martinez, Rick, and Glenn and asks if she can go with them, and ends up going with them. They also grab Dr. Stevens and they leave with him. The group grabs Michonne and they try to escape, but Michonne ends up not wanting to go. She says she is going to stay behind. We will see why she stayed behind in the next issue. The next issue gets pretty bad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show any of it at all. But while the group is climbing the wall to escape, Dr. Stevens does die. He gets bit, and I cannot show that here, unfortunately. Maybe if it was the black and white version, I would be able to. This issue ends with Michonne breaking into the governor's room, and that will take us into issue number 33. Here's issue number 33. This opens up with the Michonne and governor fight scene. I can't show any of this because of how bad it is, but Michonne tortures him and cuts off his arm, takes his eyeball out, cuts his thing off. She does some terrible things to him. Seeing this in color is like way more of a shock than seeing it in black and white. When I saw it in the black and white format on my first read, I was like, holy shit, this is bad. Michonne is going crazy on him, and seeing it in color it's something. I'll tell you that. It is definitely something. If you want to see this, you should definitely pick up this issue. This is a key issue that you should pick up. It is not pretty at all. This issue ends up ending with Michonne getting back to the group. It turns out that the group couldn't make it back to the prison before nightfall, so they stayed in the crashed helicopter from the previous volume. And Michonne is acting like she doesn't know who the governor is when Rick asks if he is dead. Here's issue number 34. This follows the ending of issue number 33. They travel back to the prison, but when they get back to the prison is overrun by a bunch of roamers. They are really, really shocked at this. Rick is saying, oh God, no, because he thinks his entire family and all of his friends are now dead. Here's issue number 35. This continues the ending of last issue, and Glenn comes up with a stupid idea and decides to rush into the prison with the car that they took back from Woodbury. Well, not from Woodbury, the car that they took to where the helicopter crash was, but then it got stuck in the mud. Then they were able to get it out of the mud with how many people that were there. Glenn ends up crashing, almost dies. He almost dies like 30 times in this entire universe from the comics and the show. In the show, he has like a fake out death every single season, which I think kind of gets repetitive and stupid. It turns out that almost everybody is all right. Everybody except Otis is alive. Otis did die. I think his death was kind of stupid. It was an off-panel death, off-screen death, whatever you prefer to say. Lori and Carl get to see Rick again, and they are kind of shocked that he is now missing a hand, as everybody would be. Then Tyrese grabs a couple people of who can actually fight, and they end up clearing the prison of all of the roamers. After they clear the prison, they are burning bodies, and Glenn looks at one of the bodies and he finds a ring that he's going to use to marry Maggie. This issue ends with nobody knowing where Martinez is, and Rick starts to freak out, saying how Martinez is going right back to Woodbury to lead them there to the prison to kill them all. Here's issue number 36. This starts with Rick taking off from the prison, getting in Dale's RV, and him tracking down Martinez. Rick finds Martinez running to Woodbury, trying to alert everybody where the prison is, and then Rick runs Martinez over. Rick ends up killing Martinez and leaving him in a field for him to turn. Glenn proposes to Maggie after asking Herschel for his allowance, and then Rick tells Lori about how he just killed Martinez. Rick then calls a meeting for everyone to get together so then they can talk about the threat of Woodbury. And that will be the end of this issue and the end of this volume of The Walking Dead. The art, the coloring, the writing for this volume is extremely well done. Another 10 out of 10 storyline from the Walking Dead series. That is pretty much it for this video. I will see all of you in the next one. See ya.